cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, K Money, and in the building with me, my co-host Slash, Freddie G, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. You can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. Today's show was recorded before President Joe Biden dropped out of the 2024 presidential race. What's up, fellas? Welcome to another True Tuesday episode. Last week we were just talking about how important the Supreme Court's decision in presidential immunity played a role in this election, and shortly thereafter, President Joe Biden made an announcement that he was dropping out of the presidential race. And I thought we'd discuss, how that would impact the Democratic Party, as far as if you guys feel that it hurt or if it actually helps. Discuss, what we think the chances on the Democratic Party delegating someone. Well, we know Kamala Harris right now is currently, she hasn't been officially declared as a Democratic representative yet, but is looking that way, so we can discuss, what we think her chances are on beating Joe Biden, and just, dialogue on how we feel about the whole election as a whole, which we've done in previous shows. But now that it's drawing close, I think it was admirable, in my opinion, for Joe to step down like he did.
Right.
A few of us have served in the military here on the panel, and the pride that we had being veterans. I can understand, Joe Biden's position in not wanting to step down and finish out the mission at hand. A lot of people since the debate thought, a lot of people thought during the debate, he did poorly, which is when they started, expressing for him to step down. For one, I'm glad that he did step down, but like I was saying earlier, I do understand his position in not wanting to. Pride played an important role, I'm sure. But how do you guys feel in regards to him stepping down, and do you think that helped or hurt, the Democratic Party moving forward?
I got an answer, and this is going to go for and against Kamala. Number one, the timing of him stepping down. I mean, she don't have much time to work with. You know what I mean? Had he stepped down earlier in the year, she could have got her parties together. It's kind of as a rush job for her.
Well,
right
when
now.
you're saying step down, because he's stepping down from running for,
right. But now
the next election. He's currently the president now, so
right. He's stepping down from. What I'm saying is she hasn't had a time. It's basically a surprise for her to get her party together and all. Because it's the end of July going into August.
August, but September. It shouldn't be too much since she's already in.
Right, but now she's running. Right.
Right.
So normally, you kind of need time to get your camp together and all that. You know what I mean? Her position was vice president.
Correct.
So she wasn't preparing to run against Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she got 6 months to figure out.
3, because November is the election, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough time. The timing was bad for her.
And that's the downfall.
That's the downfall.
Something had to happen sooner than later.
Exactly. So I feel bad for her for that part, but at the same time, I hope the people remember. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing. Well, me personally, I wouldn't vote for neither one. That's just me.
Neither one.
Neither Trump nor Kamala, because Kamala, she came out already said she's not black. Then, she really, honestly, she's truly not for us. She only does it when it's convenient. She'll dance and bop around when it's convenient for her to make her look good. I don't think she's honest. I don't think she's real. I'm gonna be honest. I
What
don't think
politician is?
none of them. But she's at least with Trump, and I'm not for Trump at all. I know what I'm getting. He let me know he racist. I know he ain't pulling the wool over my eyes. He letting me know what it is. Her, on the other hand, pretending to be our friend, and once she get in office, all that's gonna go out the window. I promise you. All that's gonna go out the window.
I don't know much about her to judge what would happen if she were to win or beat Donald Trump. But what I do know, as far as Biden is concerned, he didn't need to serve another 4 years as president. It's just the whole everything about him at such his age. I don't think he thinks the way the world needs now.
Right.
I think he's thinking the way the world needed back in the day, because things were different back then, but now it's a different day and age. I just don't think Joe has what it takes to do another 4 years. Now, as far as Kamala Harris, is that how we pronouncing her name?
Yeah.
Okay, as far as her, I think that she's younger. She's more, what would I say? She's more in tune with today.
I agree.
And what's going on. Now, the fact that she's a woman, I'm not against, but I think the world is not ready for a female president.
Yeah.
Let alone being a black female president. I don't think, the world is pretty much ready for that.
Will the world ever be ready for a woman president?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, they weren't ready. Do you think the world was ready for a black president?
Yeah.
But
we were.
At least
We black folks, we were ready for a black president.
Exactly. But a black male. You got to understand, these countries, these Muslim countries and those countries that don't, they're going to be like,
she's not going to get the respect.
Yeah, you put a woman in charge of the United, man, they're going to be coming at us left and right. I would not choose for that particular reason, white or black woman, doesn't matter. I just wouldn't, because too many countries will probably give us a go because we did that.
The reason why there's a problem with the black woman, and I don't want to take this away from her, not saying that this is about her. I'm talking about the black woman race in general, from what we're seeing on social media, all of this stuff where the black women are not respecting themselves. I think that's going to hurt her in being in office as a black woman because of these things. Not to say that she's doing that. I don't think she's twerking or doing nothing like that. I just think that the respect of the black women from social media
is going to hurt her.
Due to other countries or other culture of people.
The other countries, because of social media, are going to look at Kamala and stereotype her more
as
or less
the black women that they see on social media. Right. Now that's horrible.
It is. I mean, I kind of agree and I disagree with that. Let me ask another quick. Fred, did you want to touch anything on this topic real quick before I?
Yeah, actually, man. So.
I'm sorry, Freddie G.
Slash, you don't believe that the world is ready to see a black woman as president?
No.
Okay, let me ask y'all, do y'all think the world, keyword world, is ready to see a white woman as a president?
No.
Okay, so the key word in that is world. World, not United States. So with that being said, let me share with y'all something. The president of Zimbabwe is a woman. World. The prime minister of New Zealand is a woman.
Wow.
World. The prime minister of Iceland is a woman. World. The president of Republic of China, woman. World.
The president of the who?
Republic.
The Republic
of China.
Okay. I
World.
was going to say, okay.
The chancellor of Germany is a woman. World.
Chancellor.
The prime minister of Bangladesh is a woman.
Okay.
World. And I can go on with some others. So the point in me saying that is, if the world ain't ready for a U.S. woman, why was the world ready for somebody else?
Other than China, you name countries that are not at war or have never been. Other than China. And she's not the president. They don't have beef. So those are little small countries. You cannot conclude. We're talking about the United States. This is huge.
Who is the United States at war with right now?
Everybody, nobody.
Who is
We are helping.
Who is the United States at war with right now?
No one.
Okay, so with that being said,
Right.
With that being said, how can we be sure that the world, keyword world, is not ready to see a woman as president? Now, let me say this here too. Let's speak of the United States and the United States only. We're going to take away black and white. And we're just going to speak of the United States and the United States only when it comes to women. Women know how they've been treated in the U.S. And women know when they receive rights in the U.S.
Right.
Women know why they fought for rights in the U.S.
Right.
Now that they have rights in the U.S., you think a woman don't want to see another woman as a president?
Oh, yeah.
Of the United States?
Agree with that.
Of course. I'm saying, I'm not going at you with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you think another woman wouldn't be proud to see another woman? And notice I said, let me remove race from it. So I think that not only is the world ready to see a woman as president, because I just proved to y'all there's several leaders in other countries.
Countries that are not at war.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we're not at war right now.
Yeah, but we're a big country.
I understand what you're saying.
Big as our country is,
that doesn't matter.
These Bible-based countries know that a woman should not be leading our country.
Let me show you something.
So you
don't let no another country dictate what goes on in your country.
Well,
that's number one. Number two, let me say this here: if we wasn't ready to see a woman president, well, we know that there are several women that ran for president. And they got a lot of votes, man.
They did.
And we had women running for presidents before Clinton.
True.
We had women running for president before Clinton. And they got a lot of votes. So there's somebody
that's ready.
that wants to see.
I'm going to be honest. If we were to put a woman in office, and I think this would be the safest bet, Obama's wife. Because I'm pretty sure he'd be by her side. Yeah. I would 1,000%. As much as I still don't want to see a woman, I still would vote for her. I'd vote for her.
She's not running though.
She's not running. I know.
Here's the thing. Let's use her as an example. And you said Obama's wife. So let me ask a question that may seem really, really dumb, but for the sake of where I'm going with this, I'm going to ask: do you think she would run as a Democrat or a Republican or an independent? Obama's wife. She
would run with whatever Obama Democrat.
Okay, so if she's running as a Democrat, do you think that she is in line with the Democratic Party?
Nah, I don't think she even been in.
What has she done?
Well,
just give me a second. We're just using the Obama wife. I just asked if she was running, because you mentioned her.
Right.
We already proven that you don't have to be a politician to run for president.
Thanks.
So she's not a politician. So if she ran for president and you think that she'll win, I asked you, what party do you think she will run with? You said Democrat, correct? So if she's running Democrat, that means that she has to be in line with the Democratic views, correct? So my question to you is, what is Kamala Harris?
She's Democrat also as well.
Which means that she's in line with the Democratic
views.
But
here's the thing. It's like this. It's like in football or basketball when the assistant coach been on the bench and the coach is out, got to go get surgery, and then the coach steps up. See, Obama's wife, she's been in office with him 8 years.
Obama's wife is Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama.
Okay.
So Michelle Obama's been in office with him 8 years. So she was there to see the presidency. Don't get me wrong, Kamala, she's vice president, but she get to see. She get to.
Who do you think role is more important when was Kamala Harris's role as the vice president? Who do you think role was more important, the vice president or the first lady?
Vice president, hands down. But what I'm saying is, there's classifications that Obama have that the vice president don't have. Can you agree with that?
I do.
Okay. Now,
wait a minute.
But those classifications, his wife don't.
His wife doesn't have those.
I get it, but you don't. This your wife.
But you know he can't do that.
You think he can't do that?
question.
No.
You think?
No.
Okay.
Comedian 96 question.
Go ahead. Michelle
Michelle Obama was the first lady for 8 years.
Right.
What has she done to convince you or make you want to vote for her over?
She was, I'm going to be honest, during his term, that lady was very active in schools. She,
as a first lady, not running the
As the
country.
first lady,
right,
not running the country.
Not running the country, but she was more active than
Was
most first ladies.
Was she overseas dealing with foreign?
No,
I don't
no,
think
but
she did none of that.
Okay, so the vice president
my
had.
opinion, because
Yeah,
she
you're right.
she had 8 years to see what her husband did. That's all I'm saying.
But she in the back seat watching him.
She had 8 years to see it firsthand.
You don't think that?
That's all
you
I'm
don't
saying.
think that Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and any other Democrat has years to sit back and watch?
If you think
what
Biden
these
was a
people are
great,
doing?
if you think Biden was a great president during his term, then yeah, go ahead.
let me say this.
No,
Here's
that's
what
how-
I do
yeah.
believe. Here's what I do believe. I believe that all presidents fuck up in some way, shape, or form. That's number one. Number two, I do believe that Biden have more of my interest than Trump having more
Oh, yeah,
of my
100%.
interest.
I agree with
so
that.
I do know that I like President Obama. And I do know that I trust President Obama when he selected his vice president, which is Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
So President Obama gave me 8 years with a vice president that gave me those same 8 years.
Right.
Now that vice president segued into becoming the president
Yeah.
and is giving me 4 years.
And that vice president.
And so now the president stepped down, not because he is not knowledgeable. It's just that age is caught up with him.
Exactly.
And so he selected his vice president, right? Now here's the kicker though. The president I liked endorsed them both. The president that I like endorsed them both.
When you say endorsed them both, endorsed Kamala and
Joe.
Yes.
and Joe Biden. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the president that I like, so they have things more in line with me. Now, for the sake of this conversation, let me make this perfectly clear. I'm actually an independent, but I lean toward Democratic views. I haven't found an independent that I solely lean with all the way. So I'm an independent that lead toward Democratic views. If there is a Republican out there that's able to sway me, if there's no independent that's running, if there's a Republican out there that's able to sway me to say, you know what, this person got my best interest, then they would get my vote. Because that person, that Republican was able to sway me and this Democrat couldn't.
Right.
But for the majority of my life, as long as I've been able to vote, let me put it to you this way. As long as I've been able to vote, I've been Democratic. It's just been within about the last maybe 15 years where I became an independent. But I still lean toward Democratic views because they seem to have more of my best interest at heart.
No, exactly.
There's an old saying, and I know I'm a little long-winded, K-Money.
Nah, that's good.
No, it's good.
There's an old saying that says, when somebody show you who they are
Believe it.
the first time, believe them.
That's right.
Donald Trump has shown me who he is.
Exactly.
So there's no way in hell
I would vote for
that I would
dude.
give that man my vote.
He won't get
And
mine.
me not voting is giving him
The vote.
my vote.
I'm
That's
glad
right.
you said that, Freddie G.
And I agree with you. I would not vote for him either.
But
At least he showed me who he is.
okay, so
Kamala
so-
is faking
so
the funk.
Did you just hear me say?
Yeah.
Me not voting
It's just
is
like,
voting
exactly.
for him.
I got
So if
I
you
got
had if you was pinned out, and again,
I'm gonna vote for the guy you told me with anyone else, but that's who I'm voting for.
Okay.
That's what I'm voting for.
But notice his name was he changed his name
Anyone
to
but
anybody else.
Right, but that was when it came to
Trump
the
and
choice
Biden.
between Biden and
And
Trump.
So he may have dropped out.
He
He
dropped
may
out now?
endorse. Yeah, he may
may
drop out and
endorse
endorse Kamala.
Kamala.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got you.
So if you pin down,
All right.
Yeah.
If he endorsed Kamala,
I'm talking about you.
I just said if he endorsed that guy, anybody else, if he endorses her,
Okay.
I won't vote for him. I will vote for Kamala.
So
but
check it out. Does it matter whether or not he endorses?
no, because I don't want to.
You never heard of him until I told you.
Trump in
I know
office.
exactly, but I liked his idea. Anyone else, but
Yeah,
that's awesome. So he's
but
thinking
you
like
you
I'm
don't
thinking.
even know nothing about this man. I'm the one who told you about him.
That's all right.
And all I told you was his real name.
I love the
and
name.
that he
It's-
changed
I
it
would
to.
think that you would vote for whoever Freddie G voted
No,
for.
you know that old
Because
sign.
you know more about this man, but you don't know anything about the guy
That's
that
right.
changed his name.
You know what that sign? You know what that sign reminds me of? That name reminds me of? It's that guy that with that sign that be begging for money. Why lie? I want a beer. That's why I'm
And
going.
then you go down the street and his homeboy guy wants to say
It's-
me too.
Exactly. So that's why I'm voting for him. Anyone else but them.
I got you, bro. I got you. Question, man. Since Biden has stepped down, a lot of Republicans are saying that, if he's not eligible or qualified to run for the next election, he should step down immediately and not even finish out this current term. How do you guys feel about that? You think that he should step down, or do you think he's able to finish out this last term?
I think he should finish out the last term. Being that whatever secrets they had before, he still knows what they are. I mean, it's not much longer.
Right, I
anyway.
agree.
Let him sit in these last few months and get whatever point across that he needs to get across, and also help him mentally understand that this is time for him to step down.
Well, I think mentally he has realized it now. Understanding, like I say, he put the country first and his pride aside, and made the move that he made. But Comedian 96,
Yeah.
with you slashing Biden like he was, I'm sure you probably feel he should step down immediately.
Yeah, I mean, before you make a mistake.
Okay, now with you saying that, if he was to step down immediately,
Kamala.
That makes her
And she
president.
gets some practice in, and I like what I'm seeing.
There's no practice time.
Yeah, it is
So-
practice
There's
because she
no
gets to
practice
step
time.
in. She gets to step in as
It's
president.
not practice when you step in.
Yeah. So once
You in.
Well, you in.
You gotta
Now
be
you
ready.
get to. Once she get her feet wet, and I
feet
like
got
what
her
I'm
feet
seeing.
wet. She got her
feet is
feet
wet.
She
wet.
ain't
Vice
president
president.
since CC.
So
man.
she's
so
not.
here's the thing, man. I think that I don't think he should step down immediately. And I heard both of you guys' point, saying no and yay. Let me tell you why I believe that he should finish out his term. I'm going to tell you why. So K Money and Comedian 96, y'all should be familiar with this term. You too, Slash, but K Money and 96, you definitely should be familiar with this term.
EAOS.
It's called pass down.
A pass down's a pass.
Now, it's called pass down. Now, with that being said, if he stays and finish out his term, that allows him to finish doing what he needs to do and focus on one thing.
Right.
But it also allows him to give Kamala Harris a pass down.
A proper one.
A proper pass down to keep her from being thrust
Right.
into the
Right.
presidency.
I agree.
Biden no longer has to focus on campaigning.
Right.
He could work on doing what he needs to do to finish the job he set out to do.
Right.
And he doesn't have to focus on campaigning. Kamala gets the pass down, and she's now focusing on campaigning.
Right.
So I think that that's a win for the Democratic Party. And with that being said, the polls have already shown that since Kamala has stepped in, has been pushed on the front of the ticket.
Right,
Has been
right.
pushed at the front of the ticket.
The numbers
how the
closing
numbers
in. Yeah.
have closed
Yeah.
the gaps.
Yeah. Tremendously.
Especially in the swing states.
Yeah. Tremendously.
Especially
Right.
in the swing states.
Right.
That's
right.
important.
I think the Americans don't want Trump in office. They would anybody but Trump.
You
The
say
only
Americans.
Just period. Like most of the
I
Americans
think
don't
the
want Trump
only
in office.
reason
They don't
we
want-
having this
And that's good.
conversation is because of who she has to run against. We know who he is. He's this, so-called racist guy with a lot of money, don't care much about nobody or anything. That's what we know we have somebody against. Now, we don't know her personally to say, oh, she loves the black community. She's going to help the black community in such a way. But what we do know is that she has a big foundation behind her of women that's going to push for her to get there. And the only reason I think it's a fact of the world not wanting to see a woman is because who she's running against. Trump ran against a woman when he won. True. He ran against the Clinton lady.
Yeah, Hillary.
Yeah, Hillary.
He ran against her. Did her bad.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? And that's when I realized back then, oh, America not ready for a woman to be president. Because to me, she had more political. And
that's my point.
Sense.
I think she would have been.
I would have preferred her over Donald Trump.
Yeah. And if she couldn't do it, I'm just saying. I know Kamala was the vice president, but if she could, if Hillary couldn't do it,
but I think we should give her a chance.
We have to give her a chance.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that here's what I believe. I believe that the reason why Hillary lost is actually because of white women. I believe white women did not want to see Hillary Clinton
in office.
Because
they would have voted for her.
Now, here's what people do know, whether they want to admit it or not. But they've shown some things. They've shown signs that, hey, we do see this now. People know. They're starting to speak up now. When I say people, I'm talking about white folk. They're starting to see that, man, black folks are treated unfairly here in this country.
Oh, they know.
They're starting to admit it now.
Yeah. Now they are. Yeah.
They're starting to admit it now.
Yeah.
Thus,
the guilt.
Thus the reason certain laws are starting to come about. Now, those laws that are on the table, when it comes to us, actually, Donald Trump is trying to wipe those out. And those laws,
he don't want
so some of these laws are not coming to light. Now, with that being said, not to go into detail because this will spiral down a whole rabbit hole. Y'all have heard me mention Project 2025 in the past on other shows. We're talking about damn near thousands of page document that's going to wipe out a lot of stuff, man. That's reverting this country back to making what they say America is great again. We know that America wasn't great for black folk.
For black folks. That's
for
right.
black folk.
White America has been great.
For black folk, it ain't great. It wasn't great.
Yeah. It's still
so if you are a Republican lined up with voting for Trump, that tells me you're looking at it from your point of view of making America great again for the white people.
Old America.
That's right.
That ain't what black folks should be doing.
Nah, we don't need that. And I think we need to push more so to get Trump out of office. So what we need to do as black races, we don't need to sit this one out.
Nope.
No,
if we sit this one out, because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I'm not even going to vote. Okay, you're going to screw us over. I don't think we need to sit this one out. We need to really focus on not having, the white America kings in office, because that's going to kill us. Like Freddie G mentioned, the 2025 project. And I've read a few pages of it. It even gets down to the workforce, about black people working and stuff like that. So of course the taxes, school, all kind of stuff, man. We really need to focus on getting the right person out of office that's been there before. We need somebody out, and we need to take a chance on somebody who's never been president.
That won't hurt us.
That won't hurt us.
Here's a question, though.
Go ahead.
For all y'all, and not to hijack your show,
Go ahead.
Here's a question. Do y'all believe that President Trump, right now, yes or no, that he's afraid? Right now. He's afraid.
Yeah,
of losing.
Yeah.
You know what? He has a feeling in the back of his mind that he's not going to win.
Remember when Biden was running? This is right before the show. I asked y'all think it's gonna be a landslide? Some of y'all said yes, some of y'all said no. I thought it would be a landslide if Biden run, but now Oh, he's spooked
Now,
because Kamala got
he's
hot.
scared.
Tell me what signs that he's shown that y'all think he's scared.
I haven't seen any
He's
signs.
backing out of conferences now. The conferences he have, he just backed out of one.
Check it out.
Yeah.
You were on to something.
Yeah.
So I think he's scared too.
Yeah, he's afraid.
But here's why I think here's the sign that he's shown me that he's scared, and here's why I think he's scared. First of all, he's showing me that he's scared because there was a quote: "I'll debate you anytime, anywhere." Mm-hmm. Now, reports is that he doesn't want to debate.
Right.
Now he's going to lose that debate because here's the thing: he's debating a former prosecutor.
He's not ready for that.
That's what she does. She argues the law.
The only person can probably mess with her is Candace Owens.
Now, sprinkle on that black girl magic. You know,
exactly.
You know, that black girl, sprinkle on, and sister magic. So she gonna argue with it. So
he don't have a chance.
He can't fuck with that.
And I think we in a good position, black people, which is why I say we can't drop the ball and say I'm not voting. Let's not do that. Let's take charge and take control of our country.
Well, we need to support. I'm sorry, Slash. Go ahead.
No, we built this country. If we want to go back, let's take control of our country. It belongs to us. It's rightfully ours. They owe us so much. Let's not let them keep taking from us. Let's get what we're supposed to have in this country.
We need the same support that Obama had when he first ran.
Exactly.
And with that support, she definitely should be successful. Go ahead, Freddie G.
And another thing too, I have these conversations a lot, fellas, and I run across a lot of guys when I have these conversations. And let me say this: I'm gonna specifically use, and I'm intentionally using the N word. I run across a lot of niggas that have these conversations with me, and they tell me that they vote. And here's what these dumb niggas don't know. So if some of you niggas are listening, when y'all talking to me and having these conversations and y'all telling me that y'all voting, y'all know I can go and search to see if you're registered to vote.
And they probably ain't.
And your name will show up.
If you registered to vote.
If you registered to vote. So when I go and I see, oh, this nigga just talking.
Ain't even registered
Sometimes
to vote.
I'm having these conversations and I'm Googling and I know your first and last name. I know how old you are. And I'm Googling and I'm like, this nigga name can't be found. This nigga ain't registered to vote. And you having this conversation
That's
with me.
how you can shut their ass
That's
up.
how you shut them down.
You think I don't care, money? You think I don't?
Yeah, you better.
But I only do it, and I only shut the niggas down that's very, very adamant and talking
About
the
the
loudest
shit they
and
talking,
barking the loudest.
One that's barking the
So,
loudest.
okay, let me shut this nigga up right here. And I do that a lot.
Yeah.
Here, I've been doing that a lot here lately.
Right.
With these conversations I have with these niggas.
It's gonna be funny to see, how many of these Trump supporters may jump ship and come across to the Democratic side now that Kamala's running. Slash, you mentioned earlier in closing, how the world wasn't ready for a woman to lead the United States, and I feel once they elected and agreed for Pamela to become vice president, that they became ready at that Kamala to become vice president, that they were ready at that time, because again, if anything was to happen to the commander in chief, vice president automatically assumed that role. So I would think that we were ready as a country once they accepted that nomination.
I actually accepted it. You notice since the beginning of the show, I've changed my opinion because of thinking now. There were some topics that we mentioned during the show that I hadn't had on my mind. And now that those topics have been put on my mind, it's kind of like, you know what, this is really serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I second that.
This is going to be a very historic election, man. And
second that.
Again, I want to I thank Joe Biden for his services, and I appreciate him putting the country first and stepping down and allowing us to have a legitimate chance to be this red devil that seems to be wanting to run our country. I appreciate y'all joining us. Come back next week. Peace. This concludes another True Tuesday episode, and be sure you tune in tomorrow for another episode of Women Wednesday with Freddie G. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Sky Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, The 52 Sky Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. And to all my 52 Sky faithfuls, it may be new to you, but if you heard it here, then you know it's true.